We're with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Phil Hellmuth. He's taking some time, obviously, in the middle of an event. You're still playing right now this evening. What are you playing at right now? You at the 5,000?
No, I think I finished 111th or 110th in the 5,000 no limit. I paid 104, very close, and I had okay chips for me, which is short stack for everybody else. And yeah, just had a hand I couldn't quite get away from. I had ace eight of spades. It came king six of spades and an eight, and the other guy had king queen. And but unfortunately went out. Had I won that, I would have really. I would have had a real good chance to win this thing.
Okay, well, let's do some quick fire questions for you. So you weren't playing the main event, then you left it up to the fans, then the poll disappeared, and now you're playing, which obviously I'm very excited about. We'll talk about your entrance if you can share a little bit. So what happened? You said what changed your mind, and are you excited now to play in the main event?
First, let me show your listeners this room that we're in. It's pretty fabulous.
Very cool.
Over there is the pot limit Omaha, the $5,000 buy-in, which I'm about to play. I don't think people understand just how big this room is.
I know it's gigantic.
So yeah, it's a massive room here, and like I say, the 5,000 pot limit of Omaha is over there, and that's the tournament that I'll be hopping into forthwith, probably right after our interview. Um, so yeah, the World Series. So I decided, like, I had to make a stand. So I told them in October, if you don't make changes, I'm not playing,
Right.
and I'm going to announce it publicly. I don't think they heard me, but I did tell them that. And then when they didn't make changes, so then changes were scheduled to be made. We were supposed to get day five off, which maybe didn't make sense. There's still 1,000 players left, but that's the way they had it. And a couple months later, I said, "Are these changes being made?" They said, "No." I said, "All right, I'm gonna have to go public. I'm not playing." The World Series handled it pretty well. Ty Stewart is just a great guy. He was a little bit upset, a little frustrated. And I said, "But we need to make some changes, Ty." But he saw the video and he's like, "Okay, I'm good with that." Um, and so then, my agent 4 or 5 days ago, I still wasn't planning on playing, but we have to do a main event entrance. I'm doing a main event entrance for Bet Rivers, which is Rush Street Interactive. It's a publicly traded stock. It's a $3 billion stock, and the Rush Street is their online casinos in 14 states and around the world. And so then they're like, we have to get the dates down. And so we talked about other events, and my agent's finally like, let the fans decide and give the World Series of Poker one more year. And I'm like, that's a great idea. We'll put out a poll. And then I was supposed to do it last Wednesday, and it just didn't feel right. So I think it was Sunday night. I'm like, all right, or Monday night. I'm like, all right, I'll put the poll out now.
Okay.
And my agent, warned me. He was on the phone. He was at the golf course with Ben Lamb and Daniel, and they're like, it's going to be 90% Phil plays the poll. And I was thinking 80% because everybody wants me in there. Like, there's
For
no
sure.
reason for anyone not to want me to play. Probably Doug Polk will come out with some fake video telling a bunch of lies, but that's him, and that's the way he does it. I call him Fake News Doug, and I think that's video is supposed to drop today or soon. But so we put out the poll, and immediately, if you go to my Twitter, you can see it came out after the first 4,000 votes. It was 73%, and I put out a video and a poll. And so people were responding at around a 90% clip. I should play, at least 80% clip. And then all of a sudden, the poll turns. It like there were 3,000 straight votes, and it goes from 73% say play all the way down to 45%. And as near as we could tell, it was 3,000 straight no votes. And Brian had warned me, he's like, people can manipulate these polls.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, 100% it's been manipulated. Doug Polk will probably try to turn me into Donald Trump, not accepting the results of an election. But everybody else I've talked to, literally everybody's like, yeah, it was definitely a troll farm or whatever that did this. So I'm like, I'm not going to let them decide.
Good.
People understand that as much as I want to play the main event, I don't think I can win it based on my experience of, playing five straight, 10-hour days.
Yeah.
And so I don't really mind that much. I was prepared to miss it So it's not like I was trying to get back in, but it's nice to be back in. I think it's my 38th year in a row, which is a record by a long shot.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm kind of looking forward to playing it now. And my entrance is going to be Highway to Hellmuth. We're going to give away a Mustang, Ford Mustang.
Wow. Okay.
And but I think that's to a Bet Rivers customer.
Okay. Well, I did like 30 interviews up to the WSOP, like a prep interviews. The top stars, Ben Lamb, everybody they all said you were going to play. Actually, Ben was the only one. I think he might stick to his word, but everybody else said he's going to play. Norman said 1,000,000 to 1 that you were going to play. So everybody wanted to see you in there. So that's a really cool result. It's going to be amazing main event. A couple more questions. So a lot of people did agree with you, though. I was going to say that they did agree that it's endurance, it's hard, and some changes need to be made. Most players said there were some changes that could be made. Do you think something might happen next year, though? Maybe one extra day off, something like that.
Well, I'll say it's very interesting because most people will agree with me. Most logical, smart
Yeah,
people that don't have a will say, "Hey, listen, it's so tiring." Like I know that Brian Rast got tired and made a
you did.
mistake. There was a bunch of big name pros that got tired by day 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever and made mistakes. They didn't finish well, and so I do think that almost at least I think at least 50, 60, 70% of the people agree that you can't win it. You can't make fatigue a factor, and that's what they've done. Do you
Yeah,
want the greatest poker players in the world there? Or do you want the very small percentage that can play, 7, 8 days in a row of 10-hour days and still hold it together? And so I would claim that I'm going to say that between 30 or 40% of the people cannot win the main event due to fatigue.
right,
And, that doesn't include the people that are microdosing mushrooms, that are microdosing whatever, that are
right.
smoking pot, that are, microdosing Adderall. And so it's just a kind of a rough thing. And so I think they will change it. I hope they will change it because, all I asked for is day 6 off. Everybody's like, he asked for this. Yes. No, I asked for day 6 off.
Once,
But they're
once.
like, this needs to be changed. That needs to be changed. No, just give us day 6 off. I love the structure of that tournament. And, don't make us play more than 8 hours a day.
Yeah. So can you get what is Dave Woods, our editor, texting me say what is Highway to Hellmuth? Can you give us a sneak peek? What's that all about? Did you make your own version?
Highway to Hellmuth, we were talking about potentially having, me coming in as like a 1980s rocker
Uh huh.
with maybe long hair slicked back, with like, maybe leather pants and a leather chap jacket, kind of the Highway to Hellmuth, like thinking of like rock stars and the classic way that people come in. And of course, it's been a tradition to have the models. Some people want to cancel us for having models. Not most people, but a few people.
Yeah.
Um, and so, hopefully by then I have 19 bracelets and we'll come in with 19 models. And it's just kind of a fun spectacle, I'd call it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're able to get permission to have the car on the hallways. So we'll start outdoors for this entrance.
Okay.
And, hopefully my son, Philip the Third's by my side. And just now, 5 minutes before this interview, it's a good thing you waited because we confirmed July 2nd will be the day I come in for the entrance.
Okay.
Jungle Man and my son Philip, I think, will be with me.
No, I was going to. You're pretty proud of your son playing. I saw you post that he's playing in the Mystery Millions. You've got to be pretty proud that he's having fun playing in these events right behind you and around you. Are you enjoying that aspect of him being here?
Yes. So I would say that I 90% enjoy having Philip around. And the 10% is that I get a little bit more fatigued when he's around. But we're trying to solve that. And just do a lot of texting instead of talking on the phone.
Right.
Because I guard my time to a crazy level. People wouldn't believe it. Famous billionaire friends come in and I'm like, I can't meet you. Come over to the World Series and I'll
Right.
talk to you as I'm playing at the table. Or maybe meet me at Aria on a quick dinner break. But even that's something I don't usually do. So it's really gotten to the point where I just guard every minute of the series. I mean, listen, Craig, I advise somewhere between 28 and 31 companies now,
Right.
and I'm super tired all the time. And it's not that I spend the time on those companies, it's that I spend the mental energy on those companies. And so you have people that are going to put the time in, I tell the advisors, listen, I'm going to give you 10, the founders, I'm going to give you 10 hours a year.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that changes the course of your company, that you talk to 1 month, 1 hour a month for 10 months, and you can't bother at all during the World Series of Poker. To most founders, they get it right away. I'm the changer, right? I'm not the guy that spends all the time with you. And I've literally changed every company I've been a part of, every single one, for the better, 5, 10%. And I'm very proud of that. And so I make introductions with people they could never get to. I get them into stores they could never get into. I get them to meet people they could never meet. And so it's story after story of me helping companies and founders. And so, but then this is my time to just focus on poker.
No, I
And
know.
so I think my son and I have it worked out where, I don't want my 35-year-old son to feel like I'm ignoring him because, as a father, that's a serious thing. And
Yeah.
so, but I think he gets it now. And so I think we're at a good place. And yes, I love having him around. I love having him be here. The only downside is maybe he'll have to feel a little bit ignored, but he gets it, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I'm just very grateful that you took the time to talk to me. We've been trying to catch up all week, and I even told Dave, I said, hey, he doesn't talk to anybody during the World Series. I hope we get him.
I don't, and I promised you a few days ago that we'd get this done. I didn't realize that I'd have all these meetings. People like when I told people, "Hey, I'm going to have 3 or 4 days free," they flew in to meet me. Some CEOs, which is fantastic. I love those CEOs. I'm happy that they came in. But then, all of a sudden things are crowded. People don't understand. Like, I filmed for World Poker Tour. I had to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scripts. That normally means that I have to write a couple hundred words, 500 words, and then perform it.
Hmm.
In this case, it's kind of co-writing, and so sometimes I do most of the writing, sometimes they do most of the writing. This time, one of the guys just wrote so beautifully that I couldn't change much. But
That's good.
still, I have to read it. I have to see the hands. I have and then I have to go in and speak it. So then you show up to film at, say, 2 p.m. at the esports arena on Wednesday, which normally I would never do. People
Right.
try to pay me 50,000 to leave the series to go to California. I say no, 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 no. But in this case, it's World Poker Tour, longtime partners. So I went in there and I performed the scripts. And then I was able to kind of take the rest of the day off.
Good.
And now here we are on Thursday. And I played day 2 of the 5,000 no limit. And I maybe 1 or 2 more calls after you that I have to finish up where I feel like business is 100% done.
Yeah.
And when I'm just thinking about poker, I seem to be a lot more powerful.
I'm sure. Can you do like a Babe Ruth? Maybe some people, the young guys, wouldn't even know what this is about. But like, say I'm going to hit a home run over the right side, the right field fence. Can you predict? You feel good about number 18 coming, or even more? You said number 19, maybe.
I don't answer those questions, generally speaking,
Hard,
because I
right?
don't. Go ahead.
No, go. I'm just saying. I understand that. I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't answer because I don't know if it's good or bad for me. You know
Ah,
what I mean? So that's why. And people say, people come up and they say, "How are you feeling?" And or are you ready? When I come to a final table, and I just, it feels like if you say yes, then you let your guard down. It feels like you say no, then your mind. So that's a very difficult question for me. And
okay.
well-meaning close friends of mine come up and say that to me, and I'm like, I try not to answer. I'm like, well, let's just see how it goes, kind of thing. And so, there's things. I mean, like, we don't understand how the human brain works exactly. I think that I've worked really hard and come up with 8 life lessons that Tony Robbins, who I've been spending a lot of time with lately, talking with, tells people to buy my book Positivity, 8 life lessons in his book. I mean, in his seminar.
Right.
He believes in those life lessons. And so I've unlocked a lot about what humans can accomplish and human potential, to the point where I've won 17 world championships, where I advise 30 companies, where I'm likely to be a billionaire maybe 15 years from now. And so I'm having this fantastic, great life, um, where, and so I've been able to unlock that, making family first, all the little things that I do. And so, but I'm still struggling with the net effects of when to say something, when not to say something, when it comes to questions like that. And I just don't know the answers yet on those. only to say that, my long-term goal, I think I can speak of that, is to win 24 bracelets.
Okay.
And I felt like that would happen when it hit my mind in 1993. You're going to win 24 bracelets. You're going to win 20. It's like, a thought from whatever, a thought from God, a thought from whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but a vision. I don't know if it's, I mean, when you say stuff like that, people just think you're kind of like weird. So,
Not at
you
all.
know,
Oh, I think you have to manifest it in. I believe that words are powerful. So if you just put those words out,
powerful.
came from the ethers, and now you're putting it out into the world, very, very powerful. If you had one change, speaking about the main event, you're very close to Jack. I saw your post with Jack today, and the amazing World Series has just started yesterday. What's one other thing that you would tell the powers that be that they could improve to make the player experience there a little bit better for everyone? Can you think of anything?
Yeah, I mean, I would say they've done a really great job overall. I mean, let's not. I mean, let's say this is 90% perfect. The World Series of Poker main event.
Yeah.
85% perfect. I'm just want it to be perfect. So the only thing I asked for is day 6 off, and I'm going to stick to my guns on that one.
Yeah. And the WSOP app, I've talked to a couple of players. Christina told me today there was a game changer, Christina Gollins. So after the first day where everybody was packed in there, I was down there, was going crazy. Kevin Mathers was helping everyone. Have you used the app? Have you had a great experience with it? I mean, it seems like it really is a game changer for the WSOP.
The app is unbelievable, and now I signed a deal with Edge Boost. So I just did a video, which is going to come out soon, showing how easy it is. So you connect your Edge Boost account.
Okay.
And please use my promo code Hellmuth, HELLMUTH. So the Edge Boost card took me 4 hours to get. It's a debit card. I think I have to be careful what I say because, so
Okay.
all I can say, it's a debit card for you to keep money that you gamble with, and that's what I can say. And then there's a video I have. So then you connect that to your PayPal, then you connect your PayPal to the World Series of Poker Plus app. So when you sign up, you press a button. It says, "What do you want to do?" You click PayPal. There's no fees, and you click How on PayPal, and you click, the debit card, and then boom, it takes the money from there, and you're in the tournament within seconds. It's very incredible. It tells you what seat to go to. There's no more late reg lines. There's no more sign up lines. Yes, you'll have to sign up once, but now the whole world can do it. So last year, all the pros figured out how to sign up and print out tickets. We never waited in line, and
Okay.
the amateurs had to wait in line. Now the amateurs, you wait once. And I'd recommend, if you're an amateur coming in to play the main event, you go at midnight when there's no line,
Yeah,
or you
that's
go
what.
at 6 in the morning. That's what I told my son to do. 11:30 at night. Go finish the process of signing up, Philip. Do it now.
No, I'm really grateful that you took the time to talk to me. It's Mr. Phil Hellmuth here, a special edition of the interview, WSOP. He's on the floor right now. So what you're resting tonight, having dinner? What is the rest of the day, and what are you playing tomorrow?
Well, I'm gonna. Let's see. Can you still see me, or did I go off
I
screen?
lost you there.
Okay, but you can still hear me.
Yes.
Okay, so as I'm talking to you, I'm gonna order barbecue. Yes, and she's saying she's the barbecue, rolling smoked barbecue, and I'll say I'll take ribs, ribs and chicken. So this is interesting because I'm putting this in, so I wouldn't cut this if I were you.
No, you're on the app,
Take
right?
ribs and chicken. No, I'm texting Sean Deeb. Set me up today with a masseuse who's looking to run and get food for us.
Oh, I've heard about her. Okay.
So I mean, in the past, I had people that helped me with food, and then I went away from it. But it's kind of nice when you could just tip somebody 25. Hey, can you get food right now? And so we've been through this. There's been food services, but then they banned them. Last year, you could order from Noble. You had to go outside, probably 100 yards from here to pick up the food.
Yeah.
And so to have someone actually deliver it, so that's the way I'm doing it now. So yes, I will sit down in the Omaha at some point soon. I think I have 30 minutes left. Next level is 17. So yeah, I think I have 30 minutes left to sit down on the 5,000 pot limit. Omaha. Here, I'm going to show you the clock. Can you see that clock or no?
We will. We can. We'll zoom in there. There you go.
30:30. See it?
Yeah, I got it. So one
So
last.
so that's that plus 15 minutes. So probably after we hang up, I'll go right into that tournament.
So
Or maybe I'll just go get a little something in my belly before I play. I don't believe in ever playing on an empty stomach or playing too tired.
you need some energy. I was going to say, Mr. Positivity, what's one thing that you could tip people or give them some advice to maintain your positive energy, your attitude throughout this whole grind of the series? What would you share with people? How do you do
Well,
it?
I'm famous for not having it without the grind, but the 1% of the time where I do lose it, of course, that becomes filmed and everybody's like, "Oh, Phil, the poker brat." But 99% of the time, I'm very positive.
You are. You are.
Could be more than 99%. Um, and so then I think there's just like, I know myself, I know poker, I know the way it goes. I know it felt like, and I don't really complain, but let's just say that there's some years it feels like, you have a set and they have ace king and somehow all the money goes in and somehow they hit runner runner
Hmm.
or some weird stuff can happen. And then some years it just feels like you're touched. And so I try not to talk about the word deserve, because I can play great, feel like I played better than everybody in the tournament, and feel like I deserve better results than I got that day.
Hmm.
But then I'm rich and famous and have a wonderful life. So do I deserve health and fame and all that stuff? So then you don't really want to mess with the word deserve. So rather, when I bust and I say, "Oh my God, I deserve better," I'm like, "Phil, catch yourself. No, no, no. Just play great again tomorrow. Play great again the next day. Play great again. Just keep playing great, and eventually something great will happen." And then remember when you get lucky. Sometimes you get in with sixes and they have nines and you hit a six, and remember that one. Don't just always remember the negative stuff. And I'll call my wife and I'll say, "Oh, honey, we got lucky today. I got in with ace queen against ace king, and I had to, but that doesn't matter that I had to. We still hit the queen,
Right.
and we won the pot. And let's be thankful of that later. The last bracelet I won, I won a massive flip. I had jacks against ace king, and even the last hand, it came king 8-4. I had eights and fours, and he had a straight and a flush draw, and we got it all in, and bam, they paired the board for me, my four. And so you have to. So if the people that sometimes focus on bad luck
Hmm.
are not remembering when they got lucky.
Right. Well, it's just an honor to have you here today. We wish you the best. Look forward to
Hey,
seeing your
Greg.
main event interest. I appreciate your time. I'll see you on the floor. Thank you, Phil.